me in Soho getting stupid fly, or catch me uptown getting super fly. You heard me? Or catch me just riding my coupe is fly. The beast, trendsetter, never been better. Yeah, I love my bands, but the bank better. Killing half you niggas, it's a vendetta. You saw the car when your girl start getting wetter. And she was hot, but I didn't sweat her.
sitghboeitv.com, here with Jim Jones.
Album in stores April 5th. Bird Gang still with me. Dipset for life. What's up?
So while your team has, you know what I mean, had its ups and downs, you know, ins and outs, you still managed to get back on the same page and stay relevant in the streets, you know, and the mainstream. So what do you feel like your crew does differently to manage that?
I mean, I know we work hard. We don't sleep. We've been hustling for years. To maintain your relevancy in this game is one of the most trickiest things that goes on. You know what I mean? So we just try to stay on top of our grind and try to stay ahead of time as opposed to following what people are doing.
Now, y'all kind of been doing your own thing separately for the last few years too. What was the chemistry like when you all first got back in the studio?
You don't miss a beat. It's like riding a bicycle. I mean, everybody still was moving. Like you said, everybody still was working and continue to work on their craft, and so it was even easier.
So what would you say is like, you know what I mean, the difference in the vibes and like the recording process when you're in the studio with the Dips versus when you're doing your own thing on the solo tape?
It's a bit of a brotherly competition to always go on when we're recording with each other, because you know we always want to be on top of our game and show each other that we've been on top of our game. So
a little while back, the world saw Dr. Dre in the studio with the Diplomats for the first time ever. So should we expect to hear anything that y'all worked on the new Dips album?
I don't know if anything that we worked on will be on the new Dips album as of yet, but I know we did a few songs with Dr. Dre in here. Definitely a blessing to have him come to our studio, and you know, it's one of the greatest. You know what I mean? There's not too many people that get that title great, and he's definitely one of them.
Now, people want to hear Jim, Cam, and Juelz primarily all together again. Is this what the album is, or is it a collabo with the Bird Gang, Skull Gang, you and
It's a Diplomat album for the most part, but for the most part we do it like we did any other album. Whatever makes sense is gonna happen.
With this new album you got coming out, is this a project that is gonna be coming out on Sony?
Nah, this album comes out on E1. E1 Records, that indie money.
Alright, so is there any truth to the rumors that you got dropped at any point from Sony?
I would put it like this: if you got a chance to waste almost $10 million in a year and a half, and somebody gave you a piece of paper that said you ain't owe them a dime, what choice would you make? You think about the formula. I don't owe a dime.
How would you describe what fans can expect that's different on your album that they might not find on a typical Diplomats record?
For the most part, it's all powerful music, and our music is about real life situations that we've been involved with, or people that around us have been involved with, or just what the world's going through. So, you know, that doesn't change. It's just a different dynamic when we all together.
So you just dropped a new single, Perfect Day.
Yeah.
You kind of went a different direction creatively, like the sound, the video, you know what I mean, and the shit is hot. So like, what was your inspiration behind that? Like, what made you take that direction? Like
anything else I do in life, is taking a risk. You can't expect to get a different outcome by doing the same things. So you gotta switch it up a little bit if you wanna get a different outcome.
What about Hustle in the Morning? That's a hot track.
I used to hustle in the morning. Well, it's actually not our track. It's just a freestyle. Shout out to J. Cole. I guess that's a single. He got a single called "Hit It in the Morning" with Drake. The beat is phenomenal. So you know, shout out to Sin City. We decided to take that. We did a video for it. Pretty dope. You know what I mean? You know, go on the internet, go check the video out. Real Harlem shit. You know what I mean?
A good number of veteran artists said they got a producer or two that they would say brings out the best in them. What producer or two, or if any, would you say brings the best out?
Shout out to my man Chink Santana. Chink is a phenomenal producer, also a phenomenal artist, also a phenomenal musician. Like, he's just ill with it. I mean, his energy is crazy when he's in the studio. He's relentless with it. You know what I mean? And that's the type of people I need around me when it comes to getting my best music out.
You still work at all with the Heatmakers?
Well, I saw the Heatmakers the other day. I haven't seen them in a minute. I haven't done any work with them in a minute, but I'm looking forward and pretty eager to get back in the studio with them. They keep a good batch of some beats, you know what I mean? They pretty much coined the Diplomat sound when we were in our early stage of doing Diplomat music.
If anybody, who would you point out as some of your earlier musical influences from like the beginning of your career to now? And do they still apply to the music that you make today?
My earliest influence probably would be Rakim. That would be my earliest dope influence that I really can remember and think about watching him in the videos. Like, I need to have that sweatsuit. Damn, I gotta get the rope chain. Like, he was just spitting something different. MC Ricky D definitely was early on my list. I remember that was 8th grade when this album came out. That year, crazy. That was like 89 or 88, one of them joints. Or The Adventures of Slick Rick did a lot for me. Big Daddy Kane, Special Ed, Dress, DRES. Yes, I guess I can start. If it's alright with you, I'll rip this a joint apart. Back, middle to the front, don't front. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm a hip-hop baby. I was born hip-hop, you know what I mean?
So I mean, in the past, you've had a lot of confrontations or lyrical sparring with, you know what I mean, people like Jay, Nas, the list goes on. If the money was right though, like, do you ever see yourself working with any of them in the future?
I don't know about the Jay thing. I don't know how that would pan out. I don't know if there's any realistic value to that thought, but you never know. Life is crazy, but Nas, I want to get Nas on this Everybody Jones record I got right now. I think that'll be dope. With time, everything heals itself and things like that. And once what you did it when you was younger, you might not look at the same when you get a little bit older and things like that. Plus, if it ain't making you no money and it really holds no precedent in your life, what you still dwelling on it for. You know what I mean?
What would you say is next for the label Bird Gang? And like, who's the rock?
Bird Gang.
What's the roster looking like?
Shout out to all my comrades. Roster's still the same. Shout out to No Murder, NOE. Lady H.
He's coming out with an album anytime soon?
Yeah. Well, you know, in the midst of getting all my legal matters together and things like that, and working out the paperwork and stuff like that. You know, this game is kind of finicky, so you really don't want to waste no music if you ain't really got the machine to back it up. But
so outside of music, are there any other future business moves that we can expect to see from you?
There's always some future business moves to expect to see from me, but you just gotta wait till you see it when it happens. It's not like a movie and I can tell you about it. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel that. So what's up with you and Dame these days? Are there any other ventures that y'all are working on, like any more plays, anything like that?
Well, the play, we actually been trying to figure out how we're gonna put the play back together and then do another run with some new music and try to incorporate Cam and Joel. So, you know, that's one of the things I've been thinking about.
All right. So I'm sure a lot of females out there want to know, are there any plans to marry Chrissy Lampkin, or do you think that marriage is a realistic life for, you know what I mean, an artist of your caliber, or does she just know what time it is?
I guess we don't have to watch the show and wait and see. Poppin', it's your boy Jones. You're looking at a hip-hop junkie, and I've been up all night. You heard me? So it's hiphopwired.com. Log on, blog on, do what you need. But I'm gone. Deuces.